name is Gaspar. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Massachusetts, merging AI and cybersecurity. I published 10 plus AI cyber related IEEE papers, and it has been cited more than 80 times at this moment. So, why am I doing this video? It's simply because a lot of people came to me saying they're still struggling to wrap their head around AI. Everybody is like, oh, is this magic? Is this like they don't understand what's going on with AI? And there is a simple technique that I used. It's an analogy. It's a mindset, and that I use that helped me understand AI and subsequently publishing papers in that space. Um, there is one algorithm that I actually created called Varmax. It's modified the neural network to help deep learning systems identify unknowns. The paper is on my IEEE Google Scholar. If you type my name, Gaspar Baye, you will definitely see it. I will leave the link in the description. So let's get started. I want to show you that technique that helped me understand AI from zero to hero. All right. Okay. So this simple mindset unlocked my fundamental understanding of AI. And one thing we have to know is that everything, I mean, many things in tech were inspired by nature. What do I mean? For example, this is a picture published by Airbus, which is like a plane company. They got their inspiration from this bird here. The wing of the plane was inspired from this bird, and this plane on the left bottom is also inspired by this falcon bird. So majority of things nowadays have been inspired by nature. When you hear AI, artificial intelligence, what comes to your mind? The brain, right? So the brain is the human organ that helps us think, reason before taking an action. And what happens in the brain if we hold an object, if we touch a hot surface, if we touch a cold surface, what happens? So, for example, if we hold an object or we touch a hot surface, there are sensory neurons that carry this information to the brain, and then the brain take an action based off whether it is a hostile um, environment or a good environment. Based off that, the brain gives a signal to take a proper action. And what happens? Why is the brain able to interpret this information? Because the signals travel from your fingers, from any sensory organ that you have to the brain. And we have the sensory neuron. The fundamental aspect here is the sensory neuron, or the neuron in short, that perform the task of collecting this information and sending to the brain. And the brain also have those neurons to, interpret these messages and performs special actions that will help, avoid any bad decisions or any bad after effect of that action. So the neuron that I'm talking about is on this diagram here. We have the dendrites, the axon, the cell body, and the synapse. It capture information on one side and then send it to the output on the other side. So in analogy with AI, we have inputs, just like the dendrites that capture like input data, point one, point two, point three. For example, this input can be if you are designing a system, an AI system that will interpret the picture of a dog, and that will predict the picture of a dog or the picture of a bird or the picture of any animal. The features might be, for example, the fur, four legs, color, the eye, the nose, all these different part of the body. Okay, so this can be X1, X2, X3, X4. And remember, when you touch a hot surface in the biological neuron, uh, you will remove your hand or you will leave your hand. So that's the after effect, the decision that the brain gives you or instruct the muscles to do. So removing or leaving your hand there is like a 0 or 1, right? So this can be done using what we call the activation function, which induce that non-linearity in the process. And with that, the intensity in which you react, it's also calculated. And that intensity can be like, we can see it as the weight, which is W1, W2, Wn. And that produces an output, which is either you remove your hand or you leave it there, right? So that is how you can interpret AI system with respect to biology. So on the left side, this one here is the biological neuron. And on the right side is the artificial neuron. We usually call it the perceptron. And this artificial neuron here is what is the fundamental aspect of a deep neural network. Because on the biological neuron, we have multiple neurons, billions and billions. You can see here a graph, a picture showing how the number of neurons per brain, per animal. We have like this capybara kind of. Sorry if I pronounce the name wrongly. 0.3 billion neurons, and the human brain is having 16.3 billion neurons. And is to tell you that the brain is made up of multiple stacks of neurons, and that constitute what we call the deep neural network. And that is exactly similar to what we have in artificial intelligence, which has a lot of neurons stacked together to produce a deep neural network. And the inputs that we saw from the neuron, from the artificial neuron before, is still there, and the output that is the final decision is also there, is also here. So because this is trying to mimic the biological brain, we call it artificial, because this is not biologically made, this is not natural, this is artificial. So that's hence the term artificial intelligence. And based off of this type of deep neural networks, we have things like ChatGPT, we use things like Gemini, we use things like Mistral, we use things like DeepSeek and Anthropic. So the inspiration behind all these big, large language models, Gen AI, that everybody is seeing, is basically via from the brain. It came from the brain. And a lot of techniques are being developed nowadays, and a lot of research is being conducted to improve the reasoning process. And till now, from what I heard in my community, even neuroscientists, there are many parts of the brain that neuroscientists are still trying to figure it out. So it means that if we one day succeed to unlock 100% how the brain works, then we may be able to produce like a very good AI that is almost like the brain, the human brain. So for the moment, from my understanding, it's still the researchers are still struggling to understand completely how the brain works. And a lot of different applications like YOLO, here is object detection. You see how it can see and then reason and then say, okay, this is a car, this is a person, this is a traffic light, and so on and so forth. Same with the humanoid Tesla bot that we can see here. It's all powered by the artificial neuron that we had, the fundamental aspect of that of an AI system. So this type of thought process helped me see things in a different way. Um, I'm sorry if I just brushed it because I wanted to make sure that I don't touch any technicality, just to make sure people understand that thought process behind how AI came about, and to bring the idea of like connecting biological neuron, which we all know because we all have brains, and to artificial neuron, which is AI, which is the foundation of how AI was built. And yeah, so that is it for this video. If you need more of this, please comment below and let me know. If you need more technical aspect of this video, also let me know so I can create content that satisfies you best, because I would love to receive feedback so that I can improve this. This is I would say I'm not very experienced in YouTube yet. but I'm trying to see if I can improve it based on your taste, and then I'll gear it towards what you like, and then from there I will generate more contents that will be, very useful. And that being said, if you want to make sure you don't miss anything that I publish, you want to receive notification as early as possible, make sure you subscribe so that it encourages me to build or to create more of similar contents. And I can also create even things related to cyber. I actually have one video that I created a couple of days ago. With the Boston Cybersecurity Club, where we were doing AI red teaming, and we're doing hacking generative AI and ethically, and trying to understand the details inside the generative AI algorithm, and all how it can be hacked and how it can be uh, prompt injected. So if you want to watch it, please check in my channel. You will see Hacking Gen AI. Make sure you watch. And if you have comments on how I can improve or how I can make it better, please feel free to share. And that being said, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.